This is going to be one of the largest and most state-of-the-art Hyundai facilities in the entire Northeast.
This is the Healey Brothers Show.
We're currently sitting in our new, massive, state-of-the-art Hyundai facility down the street from our current one. I got Nicky Paraggio with us, and then our general manager, Mr. James Barrett. So welcome to the show, Mr. Barrett. We've got a few questions. We're going to talk about this new facility, what we're here to offer our customers. And so if you just want to give us a little walkthrough, what are the big upgrades to this facility, the size and all that stuff? You want to talk us through that?
Well, first we need to talk about the fact that we're moving.
Yes.
Yeah, we're moving 3 miles from our current location to Fishkill, New York, from Beacon, New York, where we've been since 1998. Now, this is going to be one of the largest and most state-of-the-art Hyundai facilities in the entire Northeast. We're expected for this to be completed by the end of 2023, so it's definitely coming up pretty soon, and we can't wait.
That being said, we are currently sitting in this massive shop. I think it could fit a football field into it. How many bays? Like, what's going on in here? Like, how much bigger is it going to be in our current shop? How many customers are going to be able to service and all that stuff?
This is a 48,000 square foot facility. We are going to have 25 service bays. We're going to be servicing upwards of 100 cars per day on average here. We're just an absolutely remarkable number.
To put that in perspective, what are we able to service on a daily average right now at our current facility?
Well, right now we're working with about 15 bays. We're servicing approximately 60 to 65 customers per day at the moment.
Good.
So a 40% increase or so, and that's just immense.
So that's a pretty big jump. So obviously more bays means more technicians. So what are we doing now to add technicians? Are we adding technicians? Do we have them when we move in so we can hit the ground running? What's your philosophy? I know you were Phil, who's the service manager there. Where are you guys headed? What are you guys doing to adjust to that jump?
Well, first of all, the fact that we have the amount of business coming in, we've been magnetic to local technicians wanting to find jobs. We've been also working hand in hand with a number of the trade schools in the area. Being the fact that we have the work that needs to be done, we have the need for technicians. Technicians want to go to places where there's tons of work, so we have become that facility.
Yeah, well, I would say the volume is definitely increased drastically, especially with the volume we do in new. If you just want to touch on the volume we're doing at new now and what we're projected to do, and for sales work.
I mean, when you're selling, let's say 150 to 160 new cars a month, and then the expectations of moving that to the 250 range, I mean, the need for service is going to continue to move up.
Yeah.
And being the fact that we are the largest facility in the area, we're going to continue to, other facilities don't have the capability of being able to handle the customers they have now. So I see us, moving in the direction of adding to our already enormous customer base. But listen, more importantly, you don't just get a customer base because you have an enormous facility. We've been doing things right for a very long time. We're very thankful for the customers that have been doing business with us, that continue to do business with us. But it also comes down to recognizing the employees that we have. They do an immense and incredible job every single day, day in and day out, to make sure that our customers have the most premium experience possible when it comes to a car dealership. That's really what it comes down to, why we've been able to grow to this point.
Yeah, and me and Nicky always touch on it. It always comes with a lot of video. Like, we always talk about the customer service, the customer satisfaction, that customer loyalty is joining that Healey family and making you feel one of our own, and making sure our team understands they can empower themselves to take care of that customer at the fullest ability.
I think customers feel that, Jay.
Yeah.
When a customer comes into a business, they can tell whether or not the employees want to be there and truly care about of what the experience they're going to have. Yeah. They feel that every time they come into a Healey facility.
Yeah, and we want our employees to feel that too. Like, whether there's minor issues or issues, we want to be a part of their life. We want to help them better their careers, their lives, and so that's always a big part. So switching gears a little bit here, I know we don't have a service drive up the street at our current Hyundai location. It's kind of a cluttered lot for the customer to go in and out, and sometimes it's raining and it's not the easiest. Granted, we come out with umbrellas and we take care of that customer, get them in as quickly as possible. But what's the big difference here? What do we have here that to really accommodate the customer experience?
Well, on the service side, we have 3 separate bays for our clients to come into a climate controlled area, out of the rain, out of the snow. They'll be greeted by our service advisors. We'll be able to walk around their vehicle with them, get an understanding of what they need, make the most of their time. And then after that, they're going to be able to walk into one of the most luxurious lounges. I can't imagine that we will have people coming here on lunch breaks just to spend time here. That's how much of a premium experience this place is going to offer.
Yeah, we'll be able to show some quick video and what it's going to look like and all that stuff.
What are some of the amenities that are going to make that waiting area so luxurious?
Well, first of all, you're going to have premium seating. You're going to have you're going to have multiple areas of which someone can spend time in. We're not going to be overcrowded. We're going to have areas where they can set up laptop computers, enjoy premium coffee, premium snacks, different televisions. I mean, just places to spend their time while they're here, whether it's, again, for service, whether it's, coming in for sales, or simply just coming by, driving through and, wanting to spend time here. I mean, we want this place to be inviting. We want it to be as close to the comfort, if not greater than what a lot of comfort levels that people have at their homes. That's how a premium experience is going to be created here.
Yeah, and we'll have those big fast chargers too that we're so excited to get. We'll charge your car extremely fast now.
Sure.
So if you ever stop by it, you can always get a charge there.
Yeah.
Those Ioniq 5s and Ioniq 6s, that's definitely a necessity.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with the facility that we'll have and with the charging stations that we'll have, and we should be able to charge a vehicle fully, well, at least from 10 to 90% in upwards of 30 to 40 minutes.
And we'll also have special bays in here as well for the EV vehicles, because obviously it's way different than doing an oil change. Or
You spoke on like hiring technicians. Are we expanding our sales team with the new facility?
Sure. Well, first of all, we're going to be hiring approximately 25% more staff than we currently have. That's a big part of our business as well. I mean, we're continuing to grow, but we're continuing to also create jobs for local residents here. So we're going to go from approximately 65 employees to 80, 85 employees, as soon as the building is open. Plus, of course, all the employment that this dealership, the build of it alone, has been handling over the course of the last 2 years. I mean, tons of local unions, contractors, you name it, have been working in this facility. So that's a big part of our organization. We have local people, local jobs. And that's going to help us continue to grow. And again, the big part of the magnetism of the company is having so many dealerships, having so many opportunities for people. This is a great place to come and be employed because of the opportunities that we continue to have and to have available as time goes on, as the longer that somebody works for it.
I know now we're talking about employees and opportunities. I know you're the guy that's first and foremost loves to train, coach, mentor our employees. And I think one of the best, if not the best at it. Just the couple times I've sat in some of your training sessions, I've been mind blown. And now in the new location, compared to the last one, a small little office where you stuff some of the people in there. Now we have this massive, almost training football-like facility up there that has a little lounge and all these desks, so we could really train everyone at once.
Yeah.
So if you want to talk a little bit about that and how important training is to you.
Well, first of all, the training facility that we have, we can actually call it a training facility. I mean, it's going to hold upwards of almost 50 people at a time if we see fit. We're going to use that for everything from learning about sales, the vehicles themselves, the training our technicians. But, we also spend tons of time learning how to make sure that a customer has a hotel-like experience when they come in. It takes a lot of training to do that. Training and getting the right people and then giving them, the tutelage over time to have that capability. That training center is important for us and for the entire company, because without continuously training staff, we're not going to give those customers the premium experience that we feel is absolutely necessary. So not only is it a beautiful place to learn, it's definitely a beautiful place to teach, and I can't wait for that to open up.
Yeah, it's pretty exciting stuff. I know that you're super excited when you walked up there. What was it like last week? You walked up there, and it was like this is the training facility.
I can't wait.
Yeah,
can't wait for adults.
So is all that training a part of what Healey does, or is that Hyundai as a whole?
So we as a company, training is important for every single employee that we have. You don't necessarily learn things that are necessary in order to give a customer a great experience. They have to be trained. So, it starts from the top. The Healey Brothers have always been a place or have businesses that cater to and want everybody to feel like family when they come in. That doesn't necessarily happen overnight, and it doesn't necessarily happen automatically. It happens by us making sure that we set the standards and we set the stage for our employees as to what we expect from them. But you can't have employees do what you expect if you don't teach them and show them how to do it. And I think that's that's the biggest mistake that a lot of businesses have, and why they have turnover and why we don't. Giving the expectations to our employees as to what we expect is going to make sure that they do the job we expect as well, and keeping employees, working for us for a very, very long time.
And I couldn't agree more with that. I mean, I think it's the pillar of success, not just as a business standpoint, but it's to give that customer, like you, and you kept touching it over and over again, but to have them feel like it's a hotel and it's an effortless experience for them. We talked about that sometimes. And it just flows nicely, because when you're not prepared for someone and they're not trained, it could turn bad for the customer really quickly.
Yeah.
And I think you do a phenomenal job training the staff, empowering them to give them that hotel-like experience like you touched on.
I think the biggest mistakes that all businesses make is not realizing that you have to give a compelling reason as to why a customer should spend money with you and not anywhere else that they may want, or they could. You have to understand that they're making a choice as to where to spend that money. If you do not give them an exceptional experience, you're almost flipping a coin.
And you want them to stay with you for life. You just don't want a one and done, and that's why it's so important. We want that customer loyalty.
And we do want them to tell their brother, their sister,
we know.
their
That's what I'm saying, but they won't.
We want them to tell every single person. When somebody says car, when somebody says service, anything related to the type of business we have, we want to be synonymous with that every single time. Every single time there's only one place that you should go. There's only one person you should go see. My service advisor or my salesperson. And that's one of the things that we not only train, but we instill in our staff. You have to set a memorable experience for somebody to want to come and do business with you a second time, and a third time, and a fourth time. And restaurants understand that. If you give a customer at a restaurant a perfect experience, they still may only have a 30% chance to ever frequent that place again. But when they have the second experience is perfect and the third experience is perfect, that's how you get to that 70, 80, 90, or 100% chance that not only will that customer come back again and frequent your restaurant or your service department or your sales department, that is the idea that you have to have. It cannot be once. It can't even be twice. It has to be every single time. Even if you did 5 times perfectly, the 6th time, you got a good chance where, you might be able to keep them as a customer. But I'd rather just not have that 6th time be anything other than perfect.
We're gonna wrap up here. I mean, in a little bit. Nikki, you got anything else you want to add to it?
To go back to the facility, like, what was really led us to actually wanting to build this facility? Like, what were the leading factors?
Yeah,
to make that decision.
I mentioned a little bit of that before. I mean, first of all, the obvious part is we simply outgrew our other facility, and we outgrew it by doing things right for a very long period of time. And again, without those customers, repeat customers and referrals and growth, we wouldn't be where we are today. So outgrowing a facility is one of the most beautiful things to hear, especially in the auto business. It doesn't happen by chance. You do it by long-term, great business. And we're lucky enough to be able to be at and busting at the seams, so to speak, where we are now, that this facility was really needed a few years ago. It takes a little bit of time in order to build something like this, but we needed this actually, at least 2 to 5 years ago. So this is enormous for our business. We cannot wait to outgrow this facility next, if that's even possible.
Well, that's a little scary, but
we said the same thing at Hyundai, Kia.
I know.
We built that dealership at Kia. We said, how are we going to fill this dealership?
Yeah.
Within a year and a half, we were out of service room, trying to figure out ways in order to be able to service those customers. So
I couldn't agree more. I mean, I hope you outgrow it. I mean, it'd be something amazing to watch, and just I can't wait for us to move in the facility, and not just the customers deserve it, employees deserve it more than anything too. So
this is going to be a great place to walk in every day. I mean, we saw the same thing again at Kia, and as we redo a lot of our dealerships, when you walk in, you have a smile on your face. You're like, I can't wait to get into this place. It's a great place to work. I can't wait to start my day. And that's also another thing that a dealership like this creates, is that feeling of like, I just cannot wait to start my day and get to work.
And even our prep department, it's now state of the art. Drive-through car wash, epoxy floors, air coming from the ceilings and blow off cars. Everything in there, then a beautiful lunchroom up top. It's just now our efficiency goes up. The work life is great.
Mm-hmm.
They have a beautiful place to go into now. That's better than the garage we had. I mean, it's just awesome to see the updates we've made. And so I got one last question here. It's probably gonna be a hard one for you to answer. So if you had to pick one thing in this new facility that you really love and you can't wait to see it in action, what would that be?
You mean other than our training room?
Other than the training room, yes, we know that's your go-to, but
It's going to be the service department. I'm very excited about having a wide open service area where we're going to be able to be interacting with our customers quite a bit more than we currently are. And also the fact that we're going to be as paperless as possible. You know, iPads, photos being taken instead of paperwork being shuffled around. Those things are probably what I look forward to the most.
customers seeing their tire tread and alignment in about seconds now
Yeah.
to really know the state of their vehicle pretty quick.
Well, every single one of these things that we have are not only just it's also about the customer's time. How do we make, there's nothing more valuable than time. So how do we figure out a way to make the experience phenomenal, but also make the most of their time at the same time? And some of these technologies that we have in place are going to do just that. I think our customers are going to absolutely be ecstatic with how informed they are while they're visiting the dealership, especially again in service. How easy it is to transact, how easy it is to make payment, how easy it is to keep track of all the things that are going on in their vehicle. I mean, we have so much information now that we're able to share directly with customers, where it's almost like we're your family doctor. We've been keeping track of your car for quite a long time. We know where the tire depth has been. We know where it's going. We know what's wearing, what's not, what looks great, what needs to be repaired, what needs to be replaced soon. That all factors into full transparency with doing business with customers. And I think everybody's going to appreciate that and love it even more than they currently
I know
do.
I'm excited, so
Yep.
I'm excited to see this beast finally open. Got anything else, Nicky? Or
No, that is all I have. That's everything.
Great.
Mr. Barrett?
Well, this was a lot of fun.
Appreciate it.
Thanks so much.
We'll do more. We'll do more. Oh, we have the media room coming too.
The media room was excited.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, hit that subscribe button, and follow us at Healey Brothers on all social platforms.